Hey, everybody. Is anybody here? I see somebody's here. Let me know if you're here. I think I've got the live chat on and should be operational. All right. Let's see. Yeah. All right. Who else here? Let me know in the chat. I can't see who's here unless you chat with me. So you have to find that little chat. Well, it's in the bottom right of my screen. I don't know what it looks like on yours. Hope everybody's doing well out there. I am. We're almost at spring, although it's going to be freezing here tonight. And I don't think Mother Nature knows it's the South here. I think she's a little confused. She keeps sending us cold weather. Why now? Hey, sweet sister. Good to see you. Albeit I'm imagining seeing you. I can't actually see you. You know that, right? Teresa, you made it. Yay. Spokane. Oh, I bet it's cold there, isn't it? Teresa, is it cold in Spokane? Or just wet? I don't know what the weather's like up there. Teresa, I'm glad you made it. Thank you, Wynell. Hi, beautiful to you, too. Is Ann with you tonight? Very cold. Yeah, I figured anything north up there, Teresa, is cold. Yeah. So Wynell, did Ann make it tonight? Is she there? Hello, Ann, if you are. My hair is just freezing today, y'all. I'm having a girl moment here. No. Oh, her dog's not well. Okay, well, you tell her I said hello then. One of these days. So I don't really have a whole big plan to talk about today, although I was having a very interesting conversation last night. I have one of my neighbors is a sweet young woman, and we go to the symphony every couple of weeks together. And last night I went with my friend and her boyfriend, so the three of us went. And then after the symphony, we came back here and we were talking about just all sorts of metaphysical things. And it kind of made me start thinking about, everybody that I meet that finds out what I do, they typically want to ask questions like, well, how did you know you could do that? And I don't know, it's an old story to me. So feel free to ask any of those kind of questions also while we're chatting. And I'm hoping, just looking over here at my light, that's not too bad. And then what I'd like, Teresa, I'm talking to you specifically right now. Do you have questions? I know you are hoping to hear from somebody specific, but other than that, let's start with something general that you'd like to ask me. And there's a little bit of delay on the chat, so I have to wait a minute to, it's got to go from Spokane, Washington, right? And Wynell's in Tennessee. There's somebody else watching, so I see there's three people. I know that third one's not me, so whoever else is watching, feel free to chime in too. Just because I didn't call your name, these are the ladies I'm talking with because I can see who they are. Nobody has a question. All right. Well, you just gonna make me talk about me for a minute? I have my cards over here. I'm ready to go, y'all. I mean, good Lord. It's a free reading time, so somebody ought to ask something. Not just saying. Not gonna be free forever either. Just so y'all know. I'm not gonna be free forever. I got this cool new deck of tarot cards that I've been playing with, and it's real. Well, that's a boring story, probably. Yes, I have a question. How do I do this? You mean tarot or do my communication with deceased loved ones? I'm guessing that's what you're asking about, Teresa. Well, okay, I'm going to answer that question because I think, Tracy, what you mean is how I communicate, with your deceased loved ones. It's a really good question. I don't know, it just happens, but that's silly. mediums have different skills. Okay. Yes, so new to all this. Oh, okay, okay, great. I kind of thought that's what you meant. Gee, I must be psychic or something. Let me start by saying this. Every medium is psychic, but not every psychic is a medium. Okay. So there's a subtle distinction, but a rather important one. So there are many ways that psychics get information. We talked about this in the previous reading. There are 8 clairs. Okay. And I'm not going to go into that. I'm not going to repeat that here, but there, I get information. I will see a picture in my head. I'm very visual. It's like if you close your eyes and imagine something, you see a picture in your mind's eye. So for me, that's part of how my information comes. I'm also clairaudient, so I hear things and I feel things. I'm also empathetic and empath. So it's a combination rather of those skills. And it's just like, again, it's like if you close your eyes using your imagination and you hear something, maybe you're just imagining, I don't know, a conversation with anybody. You kind of hear and see that play out in your mind's eye. It's not that different. It's really virtually the same, only I know it's not me because I don't know these people for starters. And there's no way I could know some of this information that they're giving me. And that's what's verified it for me over these many years. So I hope that helps. And let me put my glasses back on. There's a glare from me and I keep taking them off, but then I can't read what you're saying. So what it feels like when you receive information. Well, I pretty much covered that specifically when I talked to deceased loved ones. It's interesting. A friend of mine and I, in fact, well, no, you know her, Deb. We're discussing this. We were on the weekend trip and we were discussing this on the way back. Because the other woman in the car was asking me some of these same questions. And so forgive me. I'm going to repeat them again because she might be watching this later. Anyway, for me, when I hear deceased loved ones come in, they come in specifically for me on my left side. Now, you've probably got a reverse screen. This is my left. They come in at a specific place in my sensing. It's very hard to put this into words, but they come right here, like somebody standing right here next to me. And I usually hear words first. And then if I close my eyes, it helps me to bring the information in a little bit closer. But I don't have to always close my eyes. And that's how I do it. Now, it's important to know, and it's important skill for anybody who's doing this kind of work, that you can turn it on and off. Because if I just walked around like that all the time, there'd be no me left. There'd be nothing but people. It would just be overwhelming. So I don't do that. I can turn it on and off. And I have an agreement with my team on the other side. So like when I'm doing your readings for the videos I post here on YouTube, I have a particular procedure I go through, a ritual, if you will, that I go through before I do the reading, before I ever turn on record on the video. I will, I'll meditate and I will do a little protection ritual, which is also very important, even though I have a certain protection of my own that's different than that. But then I will meditate, as I said, for a little bit. And then I ask I have a gatekeeper. I call him, it, whoever, she, it, I don't know, on the other side. And I call them by name and I say, all right, now please bring forward whoever you'd like spirit to, who you would like me to read for today. And then I just wait. And then that information comes to me. And sometimes I start getting pieces of a story. Usually I get first of all, like it's a man or a woman or a child or whatever it is. And then I sit with that and it starts to, it's, it's akin to, but not really like a wave kind of coming over me. It's sort of, it's just a knowing. I start knowing things about this person. And if I don't get enough, I'll ask. I need more information. And most of the time they will give me more. Sometimes they don't. Like if I ask, how did you die? Sometimes they don't feel like that's relative to the message they're bringing through. So they don't tell me that. And sometimes it is. So I hope that helps. I hope that's helped. Now I did have, and Teresa, I don't think this is your child because I just don't, but correct me if I'm wrong. But I did have somebody coming through tonight. So I'm going to go ahead and talk about this because it may be for somebody who sees this later. And I kind of have to cover that. I want to cover that. And it was, it's not the nicest energy. I have to, swim in this energy. So just to let you know that. But I have I'm going to say it's a child, more like a teenager type child who ended their life, committed suicide. And when they did this, they were, and so forgive me if I close my eyes a little bit, that, as I said, that helps me bring in the energy. This child was angry when he died. And that's part of why he almost did it out of spite. And that's a horrible thing for a parent to hear. So I'm sorry for whoever's child this is who will see this, but there was an argument between the parents or between him and the parent. I think it was all three. And he got very, very angry. And then there was, let me close my eyes 1 second. In typical teenager speak, he said, I was tired of being told what to do. I was just tired of being told what to do. And let me ask one question. I'm sorry, y'all. Just bear with me here. I got a couple things going on. I'm wanting to know. I'm asking him, how did you die? How did you die? And he's being he's being a brat. I'm sorry, but he's just being a bit of a brat, and he's not wanting to. He's here, but he's not wanting to cooperate. I think this is just his way of showing me his personality. And when they get to the other side, they do know better. They wise up a lot. Everybody does. They wise up a lot. But he's just not wanting to give me that. But I wanted to say it had something to do with alcohol. Maybe he was drinking alcohol to get up the courage. And then because I'm hearing, I did it and I meant to do it and I was angry and I'll show them. And then it was like a moment of, wait a minute, what's happening? What's happening kind of thing. I can't say regret, but he was headed in that direction. And then it was too late. I don't think he was at home when this happened either. And I wish I could talk to whoever this is for. I know it's not you, Teresa, but I don't feel it is. Teresa, was your son ill? Did he die of, was he ill? He didn't die with an accident or something like that. Was he ill, like in the hospital ill? Can you answer that for me? Was that, yeah, not him. Was that in the hospital question, or was that the one before that? Okay. Was he in an institution or somehow being cared for? Because I'm seeing it's sort of that building that I'm seeing of there were people and other caretakers and nurses, or did he spend time there at some point? Let me put these on. Yeah, I know there's a little bit of a delay. Okay, so this is not your child either then. Okay, no worries. All right, let's see. Bear with me, I'll with the silence here. Teresa, did you used to sit with him and do that motherly thing a lot of us do, and just like hold his hand in yours and tell him it's going to be all right, baby, it's going to be all right? I can kind of see somebody. I don't know if this is him or you did it together, kind of rocking like this. Did something like that with him? He wouldn't let you do that? Is that what you mean? Always? Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to. That's blinding me. I'm sorry. I can't do that anymore. All right, bear with me. I don't get the sense that he was completely nonverbal, but he did not communicate well. Is that true? Can you verify for that for me? Okay, good. Mm-hmm. Okay, thank you. Sorry again. Sorry, I'm just having to sit here and wait because it takes a minute to pop up on my screen. Okay. I just need to, want to know if I'm on the right track before I go further with this. Um, because here's what y'all may not know. I know there's somebody else on the chat, and there are other people in your houses. And sometimes I can actually bring through people that are for nobody who's not even watching this video, that's in another room or somewhere else. And so that's why I need you to verify to be sure that that's who I'm reading. Okay, he heard voices. Probably, yeah. Well, all right, I have to ask if this is appropriate to talk about. I'm asking him if it's okay to talk about this. Something I want to share with you. Just a minute. This was partly, and now I know this is all new to you, so I don't mean to lose you here. Part of this was karma of something he was working off from other lifetimes. What that was, I'm not sure. He just said I had something to finish. I had some unfinished business that I had to take care of. Maybe pride. But he I don't think he ever told you. You're talking about him protecting you. I think he was afraid. Yeah, he wanted to protect you. He also wanted to protect you from him. And I don't know if you're aware of that or not. I think he had a secret fear that he might hurt you. I don't know if you know that or maybe you do, but that was part of his fear, he's telling me, and why he held back from you a lot. Was there also um, someone else in the family on the father's side that had mental illness? Having to wait, y'all. Bear with me. Teresa, are you there? Your side? Okay. Yeah, because I'm seeing that, and it skipped. Did it skip a generation, or once removed? Let me repeat. Let me restate that. It either feels like it skipped a generation, or it was like somehow removed by one. I don't know how to say that. How to put it into words? It's like this. Maybe not immediate family, but maybe your sister. I'm not sure what the one removed means. Yes. Okay. Thank you. All right, let me see what else I can get for you. Was it your sister? Okay, I'm just going to keep going here. Can't wait forever. Let's see. Well, he does want you to know he's sorry for stressing you out. I don't know that. Well, of course it stressed you out, but I don't know that you ever sister big problem. Okay, it was your sister. Yeah. Um, but he just again, I just keep feeling that energy. Like he kept distance between you because he was afraid he would hurt you. And again, I don't think you knew that. I think he was ashamed. Yeah, that's what he said. He was ashamed and he was afraid. He just didn't want to hurt you. Yeah, your sister. Wow, that was that was a bigger deal. Your sister. Wow. I'm trying not to get pulled off into that energy here. I'm trying to stay with your son, but he's just not coming through very strong. I'll be honest. Oh, I know what I wanted to tell you though earlier. It's interesting. We were just talking about this in a workshop I was at with my friend Juanelle, who's on here. Sometimes it's always been my belief that people, many, not all, but many people who are in institutions or have mental illnesses are that way often because of more esoteric reasons, can we say, in things that sometimes medical diagnoses can't explain, or they explain, but it's not the whole picture. And I have to say, I feel like that was part of his problem. It's like he he wasn't alone. You know, he told you he heard voices. Well, that's because he did. He wasn't making that up. He did. And one of my theories is particularly people like that say they hear and see things. when we are born with a veil between us and the unseen, unknown world, right? And that is by design. That keeps us, because if we knew everything, we don't have the capacity to understand it. First of all, to take it all in, to know what to do with it. So the design is we come in and we lose that memory of all of that while we're here having a human experience. And so I think there are certain people who come through and who don't get the full veil. Some, and I don't understand the full reason. Either they don't get the veil so they're hearing and seeing things that they don't understand. It's really just another dimension. Or sometimes these souls have something we call attachments. Now, don't let your mind go too crazy here. It's not like somebody's being haunted. It's different than that. But there are energies, and I'm using that word specifically. Don't think of it as like a ghost or a person or something like that necessarily. But energies that when they see someone who is in a weakened state, they easily can draw these energies to them. And they prey on some of these people and they can attach to them. All right. And then the longer they are attached to that person, the stronger the energies become, and they can have a very heavy influence over the person. Now, I'm not trying to go fully woo-woo with you, but that's pretty far out there, I know, for someone who's new to all this. And so I think it wasn't just a simple medical diagnosis. I feel like he had more going on than just that. And he was, and I have to tell you, he was very, very brave. For all I don't think you know really what all he was dealing with in his head. Am I? Okay, good. Because I feel like he had a lot more that he didn't share with you about what he was hearing and seeing and feeling than what he did share. And again, I think that was just to protect you. He had enough sense and enough presence to know that, thankfully. And there were times I see him at times hurting himself. Like I see him hitting his head kind of on the wall. And I don't know if you know that or not, but sometimes when it would get overwhelming for him, he did hide it. Yes. He would get very frustrated with himself, and he would, like I said, kind of, I can just see him almost like sitting on the floor and just kind of rocking and hitting his head on the wall when he would just get so frustrated with the whole thing. Spirit is telling me, and I know this is hard to hear as a mom because there's no consolation for losing a child and going through what you went through. But Spirit is telling me whatever his soul mission was in this lifetime with the mental illness or whatever karma he had to finish up, that he did achieve that. I just heard him say, "Thank God." It's like there's celebration over there on that. Let me see if there's anything else. Did he tell you at some point he had a doctor that he didn't like? It was a male doctor. Did he have one in particular that he really didn't like? Or I guess he told you. I think he did. Gosh, I wish I could make this chat faster. Well, okay, we're going to have to move on here in a minute. Does anybody else have a question? Please type it in the chat if you do, because I feel like Teresa's son here is finishing up. He again wants to tell you, Teresa, that he's sorry that he stressed you out, but it was just his soul mission to come here and, do what he had to do. Okay, yes, he didn't like him and he would not go to him. Yeah, I could feel that. He really didn't like him. You know what? Oh, wow, that's okay. That's interesting. Didn't trust him at all. You know why? And this is pretty far out there for somebody who's new, but, welcome to my world, Teresa. These two, the doctor and your son, had been in a previous lifetime together. And so he was, his mistrust from this doctor was some experience that he had with this doctor, this person, this spirit, the soul, in another lifetime. So they brought that here, and that was very possibly part of this karmic balance thing they had to do that was worked out in this mental illness that he had. So that was some unfinished business they had, and we remember that. If you've ever, I know everybody has, meet people that have you just kind of instantly like or you instantly dislike and you don't know why, or we've all had that feeling and sensation, and it's often a time because we've known them in a previous lifetime. And again, going back to that veil, but we don't remember that in our conscious minds. That was something that, happened whenever. And so I feel like I just felt strongly he was making a point about this doctor. There was something there. Okay. But he's pulling his energy back now. He, again, just wants to say he was sorry for the stress that he put on you. And he is saying he will see you again. We incarnate, we tend to incarnate in family groups, not always related family. When I say family, I mean soul family. He's telling me he's going to wait on the other side for you to get there, and then you'll come back together. However that may look, I don't know how that will look for you. But he's saying he's going to wait for you to join him, whenever that is. Now, don't rush that, Teresa. It's not. I'm not saying rush that. Whenever that happens, there's no time where he is. So he'll be over there doing something he enjoys until then. Okay, great, Teresa. I'm glad I could help tonight. Thank you for being here. Anybody else have a question before we? I don't know what I'll do. Pull some cards, or I don't know what I'll do. What was I talking about before that? Oh, yeah, previous lifetimes. Because again, there's no. Yes, Juanella will answer that question. There's no time over there, and sometimes when we incarnate and we run into those soul relationships, because we don't all come in at the same time, they will wait for us. Again, there's no time on the other side for us to kind of come back at around the same time again. I've heard that's the case. Yes. Oh, that's sweet. You told him to wait. Oh my gosh, I love that. See, yeah, I can't make this up. See, this magic. So magic. I love that. Well, I'm glad I said that to you then. It just verified that he heard. I mean, he's verifying that that's him, because he's telling me information that you two talked about. So, he still exists, just not in the physical body. I hope that brings you comfort, sweetie. Okay, well now, yes, actually, I do sometimes get pets. And the last live reading, I got somebody on the other side who had a pet, but nobody on the live reading knew exactly who it was. I don't know. Again, it could have been somebody in the house next door or in the room next door. I don't have a clue. But I do, yeah. And our pets wait for us. Speaking of waiting, they wait for us. Just realized I'm halfway disheveled here. Let me get myself together. They are over there waiting, so you get to see Toons again, and I know I won't even say her name. I'm not going to upset you. So yeah, they wait for us too, and there's just again, we tend to put the other side of the veil into our human frame of how things are, but that's not really how things are. There aren't the restrictions on the other side, like time and space and all that there are here. So, okay, last chance. Anybody else have another question? And I think I'm going to do another live on is it the 26th? 2 weeks. I think it's 2 weeks from today, same time, 6 p.m. So if that interests anybody who watches this in the replay, probably, yeah. Okay. No other questions, I guess, then. All right. I'll tell you what I am going to do then. I think I'm going to, Teresa, I'm going to pull, just because I feel like playing with tarot tonight. So if you're still here, I think I'll pull a tarot card for you. Let's see. What do we want to ask? I don't know. Let me just see what comes out. Do a little read for you. See, I just don't know. You should just, people don't know. Free ass reading right here. Okay. Teresa, you've been worried about money and stability, but that's getting ready to change for you. You've been feeling really stuck. And I think that's getting ready to change. For 10 of Pentacles is, well, I can't get the camera to focus well, but there we go. Is all about, the happy home, stability, your money's good. And the reason I said you've been worried, let me get this, I can't get the camera's opposite on this computer. The Seven of Swords is overthinking, self-imposed mental prison, but it's in the reverse for you. So that says you're coming out of that. That's good. That's very good. All right, 1L. How about, 1L? Let's see what comes out for you, my dear. You're still there. Let's see. Let's pull a card for 1L. Or 2 or whatever comes out here. Tell me about 1L. What does 1L need to hear? What? This one. Oh, all right. Hold on. Now you saw me shuffling. Guess what came back at the end? So the theme today is, my feet. Hang on one second. Thank you, 1L. I'll ask that. You're coming out of this overthinking too, 1L. And what I'm hearing is, I shuffled both of those. So oh wow, that's freaky. Those cards came back, every one of them. My goodness. You are coming out. Oh. All right, hang on. You got a bunch of cards here. You're also coming out of this overthinking about your stability and your money, and you're going to be okay. I swear I shuffled. Y'all saw me shuffle. Yeah. You're coming out. You're getting new perspectives about your life. I think in general, we know that. That the star in reverse is wishes that aren't coming true. So I think what this is saying is be careful with your thoughts about that, because we know thoughts create things. So this is just saying, I think you need to just, that's all. Just no, I don't feel any big energy around that. Just don't focus on your things that haven't manifested. Focus on positive things. Don't be, I feel like you've lost some confidence here. Now, y'all, full disclosure, 1L, I know 1L, but these cards came out. You saw me shuffling. This can be strong-willed. The emperor is strong-willed. He's an emperor. He rules his kingdom, right? He's an authority figure. In the reverse for me, sometimes I just feel this is someone who's lost their mojo, their confidence. So I feel like it's just because so many of your wishes maybe didn't come true for a period of time, and that's just made a dent in your confidence because you had a lot of heartache that you had to deal with. Yeah. And this is interesting. I don't know if you know this, but yes, faith. Faith is big. Oh, isn't it though? I'm not sure if you realize that I'm getting an energy of codependence because this is the independent card. She's independent, free, has her own money, doesn't need anybody. But in the reverse, and I think that's what you're healing from. This is what you're healing from. This is what caused this. That's what you're healing from. And we know the word narcissist was involved here. And Spirit is helping you. It's balancing this out for you, pouring one cup into the other, trying to achieve balance and harmony for you. But it's also asking you to be patient with yourself. It's asking you to be patient with yourself. It's interesting. I don't get this message from this card. I'm hearing, don't overwhelm yourself. These are too many options. So it's saying just don't try to take on too much is what I'm hearing. Just, freedom is a good thing, but try to find a good pace with that. And all in good time. It's all working out in good time. Your ships are going to be coming in here, sweetie. So, all right. That's a good quick read from Miss Wynell. My fee is $50 for a half an hour, $90 for an hour. You can book me by emailing me at scorpio1111reads@gmail.com. That's the answer to your question. Okay, guys, that's going to be a wrap for me. You're welcome, Wynell. Love you, sweet sister. Sister in spirit. Wynell and I are old-time meditators together and friends. So, all right. Well, I'm going to say goodbye to everybody then. Thank you for being here. I hope you'll come and join me next time. Check the community post. It's where I post the next live, which I'm planning to do one in 2 weeks. And I'm not positive about the dates, but it will be Sunday a week, 2 weeks from today. If I'm correct about that, I want to say it's the 26th, but I honestly remember. Anyway, but you'll get a post if you're subscribed, and that's that. So thank you guys for being here. I appreciate each and every one, and I will see you guys very soon. Don't forget to check out my other readings I have online on my channel and all that good stuff. Okay. Thanks, everybody. Take care, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.